In the hierarchy of meditation, being able to be distracted by one thing is better than being distracted by everything. If you've ever wondered, what do you do with your mind and your thoughts? Where do you put it while you're trying to meditate or do Tai Chi? Stick around, because I'm going to talk about that in today's lesson.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow, but who knows if we get joy.
Hi everybody, it's David-Dorian Ross from David-Dorianross.com and TaiChiFit.net, and welcome to another episode of Learn Tai Chi at Home. Today is day number 72 of 100 Days of Tai Chi, the video series where I'm teaching you the traditional Yang family long form 103 movements. No new movements today. We're actually just going to do something very interesting based on the question of the day from one of our viewers about what to do with the mind while you're doing your Tai Chi. Now, this is your first time on this channel. Welcome. This is a channel all about learning Tai Chi at home so that you can find better health, so that you can find inner peace of mind and harmony, so that you can live longer but feel younger and even defend yourself against attackers. Now, if this sounds like you and you'd like to learn some Tai Chi tips and tricks and movements, all in the comfort of your own home, then all you've got to do is press that subscribe button, because there's so much that I'd like to share with you. And as we're moving forward towards the end of the routine, I thought that this would be a great time for us to start doing some additional kinds of lessons, practice tips on how to make the most out of the lessons we've already learned. And so today was inspired by one of the questions that we had from one of the viewers. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll just jump into the question of the day and then right into something special. And I'll see you very soon.
Who knows if we get joy or sorrow?
Now, today's question of the day came from our viewer Colin, who was responding to an earlier video that we did where I talked about, where does your mind go? Is it distracted? And he said that he found that oftentimes his mind just sort of takes over and takes off, and he doesn't know where to put it, where to put the mind, as he was talking about. Well, you can't really take your mind out of your head and put it somewhere, because then you'd be stopping something that's very human. It's just human nature to do that. It's the way the brain works. So instead, we trick the mind, if you will. We give it another task. We don't try to control it. We don't try to stop it in its processes. We give it what it wants. We give the monkey the banana, but we give it our banana. And basically the thing that we're doing is giving it something to imagine, something to picture, something to visualize. And this is the very nature of the Tai Chi process that I came up with, the Tai Chi method known as Tai Chi Fit Flow. So today we're going to do a little bit of Tai Chi Fit Flow based on the two movements that we learned yesterday, the crane spreads wings and brush knee and push. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to give you something to put into your mind. For those of you who haven't done this before, what I'm inviting you to do is simply dive into the images that come up. Don't worry about what the movement looks like or whether the foot's in this place or that place. Focus on the imagery, to picture the pictures, to make them more vivid. Fill in the colors, the sounds, etc. in your imagination. And by, you'll discover something really interesting, that you stopped thinking. That instead of being distracted by 100 different things, maybe you're just distracted by one thing. And that's a step up. In the hierarchy of meditation, being able to be distracted by one thing is better than being distracted by everything. I hope that made sense. All right, let's just jump into the movements today, and I'll see you in a second. Find a comfortable spot to join me. Stand with your feet already comfortably apart, and let your arms float out to your sides, and gather in the chi and guide it down through the body into the earth below. Breathe in as you gather in, opening up the palms and pressing the energy down through your body into the earth. Earth giving energy and you returning it back down to Mother Earth again. We call this movement sinking the chi. Now in front, the hands drift up, and then like a snowflake falling to the earth, the whole body just eases on down. following me. You float back up again, a little snowflake lifted up by a puff of the breeze, and then drifting back down again. Nice and easy, the body rises and falls, like the tide in the ocean, a swell coming up and then drifting away, easing back into the quietude of the giant sea. The arms open, and then placing one hand on top, either hand, it doesn't matter. Hold the ball, sinking down. The arms drift apart and the body rises, and then alternating the other hand on top. We call this movement embracing the moon, and the moon in the midst of our hands against our heart represents the moment of quiet, the yin energy, the gathering, the resting, the balancing of all our activity. Inhaling as you open. Then one hand scoops underneath, floats up under the elbow, opening like a crane flashing its wings. Scooping under with the other hand. As one hand rises and opens the palm out, the opposite foot steps out and just lightly taps the ground. There is an opening here as the heart exposes itself. But the heart has to expose itself to give itself away, to give yourself a moment of compassion to others. The crane spreads its wings open to show its vulnerability, and in that vulnerability, there is true connection. Now watch carefully as the two hands come back together and open wide, drifting back, the hands flatten, and down, down, down. And once again, sinking the chi, inhale and open, floating up, gathering in, and easing back down into the earth. Hands float up again. Round out. Inhale and open. Then one hand catches the moon again, and then both hands toss themselves into the corner as you step in. And now the whole body melts down, and the short arm across the chest presses down. Clearing space, you might say. Melt down again, and the other arm folds in as the elbow just melts downward, brings the hand closer to the face. An invitation to come in, an invitation for the whole body to work together. Now we have both hands moving, the body sinking, rising and falling like the tide. And now we take a step out, and the top hand push, 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 push. And then that top hand drops, and the other hand floats upward. The body turns as the hands circle and revolve around, coming back to their original position, and then push again. Drop, rise, circle, press down, fold in, and push. The breath guides the movements. Inhale, which will take you into the circle. Exhale, which will spin you out into a push. Once again, sit back and float across the horizon. Now here we have another gathering of the moon, and then the two hands toss into the corner, and the whole body melts down. One hand clearing space, making room for the heart to open. The other hand folds in. Again, an invitation. Come closer. connect with me. The two hands moving together, coordinating the whole body, connecting all the parts. Breathe in as you rise. Now take that step, breathe out, brush around the knee and push. Then the top hand drops and the bottom hand floats upwards. The body turns and rotates and spirals the arms into the corner. There is both a clearing of space and a reaching out to connect. In Tai Chi, we often say that what we are facing as we move into our final position is a mirror image of ourselves, of our own body, our own thoughts, our own energy. So reach out to connect, but first you have to connect with yourself before you can connect with others. Circle around and inhale. Turn back and exhale and push. Now sit on back and float towards the center. Stepping in, another big rounded hug. Inhaling, open the heart. The fingertips come floating back together. Flatten and drift all the way down. Now here's my question of the day for you. Are you right-handed or left-handed? You see, right-handed people tend to be processing more out of the left brain, and left-handed people tend to be processing more out of the right brain. At least this is what some people's theory says. And when you're using the part of your brain that makes pictures and images, getting into meditation, getting into Tai Chi, you are using the right brain more than the left brain. So to help make that switch, if you're right-handed, let me invite you to draw some pictures or do some writing just in a minute or two before you do your Tai Chi with your left hand. If that doesn't work, if that really is too much of a mind bender for you, here's another way of doing it. Put yourself upside down. Do downward facing dog from yoga, or just hang over the edge of your chair, look at the world from upside down. This also is a good mental or brain switch to get yourself out of your left brain and into your right brain, and see if that helps to focus on the images. Anyway, write that down. Are you left-handed or right-handed? And have you tried this technique? Because I'd like to know. Lesson today. Maybe by this time you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I could learn Tai Chi at home. And this guy, David-Dorian, makes it pretty easy for me. So all you've got to do then is just hit that subscribe button, and then you'll never miss another lesson. In tomorrow's episode, we're going to be moving on to the next new movements. And this is a movement we have done before, but it's also new stuff. The movements are the needle at the C bottom and the arms slide open like a fan. So you don't want to miss that lesson. For the rest of you who've been following this, oh my gosh, I love you so much. Thank you so much for your support, for your attention, for your sharing. Beautiful. I just thank you for doing that. And please keep on doing that, sharing these videos with other people, putting it on your social media. That really is introducing us to a whole lot more folks. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and a great good morning tomorrow. Be well, be wise, be wonderful, and I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson.
Who knows if we get joy or sorrow? Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul.